What are you missing in your preparedness plan? Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. It is time, that time of year, several times a year, usually when the seasons change, I go through my prepper notebook and I analyze my preps. And I suggest you do the same thing. Take a look at what you have. Hopefully you have lists. If not, go out and physically look at it. I suggest writing everything down though, because then you can look at it on paper. You can see how many calories do you have? How much water do you have? Do you have variety? Do you only have bulk dry goods? Do you have canned goods? Do you have rations? Do you have stuff you can eat right out of the can or without preparing it? How much water will it require to prepare your food? Do you have stuff to start a fire? Do you have stuff to build shelters? Do you have cordage? Do you have batteries for your flashlights? All these kind of things. Do you have enough propane? Are your propane canisters topped off? Is your vehicle, all those things squared away? These are all things we need to look at and analyze several times a year at least, so that you can identify any weaknesses in your preparedness plan. How are you for blankets, sleeping bags? Have you pulled them out? Have you made sure that moths and bugs haven't gotten in there and eaten them? You got to do that. You got to look through your preps every now and then. Just take a look at them so that you can see the condition they're in. As well as, like I said, it's very, very vital that you're always trying to find weaknesses in your preps, gaps in your preps. What don't you have? What do you have? I've done a lot of videos about different things to have, different things, stuff like that. You can go online also and search like preparedness list or prepper list or something like that. And it'll have lots of different things in there. Bug out bag lists, food storage lists, all kinds of lists people have out there. Good sources out there. I don't know of one in particular. I haven't gone on and looked at them in a long time, but I know they're out there. But that is coming from an individual in their AO, their area of operation, and from their point of view to fit their needs. Some of them are kind of generalized, yes, but you have to tailor that to fit your needs. You may not eat those certain kind of things. You may have to adjust it by putting in things that you do eat, and or maybe you live in an extremely cold environment, so you need more stuff for that. Maybe you live in Florida where it doesn't really get that cold. Okay, but it gets rainy, so maybe you need more rain gear than somebody in Arizona does. It's all what you need, what works for you. A really key point of a proper preparedness plan to make sure that you're meeting as many bases as you possibly can is to have another set of eyes, somebody you trust, because they're going to be looking at your list of all your preps. So it's got to be somebody you really trust. Have them, a wife, a spouse, your spouse, your husband, your older children, some really tight lifelong friend that's in your mutual assistance group and is also a prepper, stuff like that. And take a look at their list. Offer to help them. Because that different set of eyes and a different mindset, they might have different things. They might have thought about something that you haven't. I like doing that all the time because I'm only one person. I can only think of what I think of. My brain is my brain. I come at prepping from a certain angle. I always try to think outside the box. I always look for different ways, I'm always analyzing my weaknesses and my gaps, and I'm trying to improve upon my weaknesses. We can't be strong in everything. So that is why another set of eyes will always help. That's why, in a work environment, you have like brainstorming teams. You work together as teams because somebody will have a good idea, or somebody will be looking at it from this angle, and it really needs to be looked at from this angle. Same like working on my truck or something like that. Having somebody help you do anything can help you find a better way sometimes. It's a different perspective. That's very important. But make sure that you are well balanced, well rounded, that you're at least meeting the minimums, that you at least have the basics down. All the simple things that we all know about preparedness. Basic medical needs. Do you have enough gauze? Do you know how much gauze it takes for a traumatic injury, say like a gunshot wound? A lot. Probably a lot more than you have, especially the aftercare and everything like that. So, and I actually did a review a while back on Refuge Medical's wound care bucket. Very good bucket. They're not paying me anything, stuff like that. They did send me a bucket for free. I got to keep as long as I did a review on it. I had some suggestions, adding some things that for burns, burn wound care. That was a slightly limiting. They didn't have much in there for that, but I think they've added that since then. It's a good source. Refuge Medical wound care buckets. Aftercare is very important, but also, do you have all this stuff to clean wounds, to whether it's via liquid, alcohol, debriding materials and equipment, or like cotton swabs and stuff like that, and or water, saline solution, all those kind of things. Do you have that? Do you have boo-boo kits? Most people have boo-boo kits. You know, we're talking Band-Aids and stuff like that. But do you have a tourniquet? You should always have a tourniquet on you. If you're carrying one of those out for self-protection, a defensive tool, then if you have the ability to make holes, you need to have the ability to fill holes to stop the bleed. That's very important. Sorry about the opening and slamming at the door. That was my 5-year-old little girl. She came out to wave to me, say hi to Daddy. And she's awesome. Yeah, we're enjoying ourselves this holiday season, getting ready to just bunker in for a couple days or so, not go anywhere. I recommend you guys do the same thing. There's a lot on the horizon, a lot of stuff. People are talking about Russia and Ukraine on Christmas Eve and or Christmas Day. Don't know what's going to happen, but that's why this is a good thing to do every now and then, to analyze your preps. And some people are like, well, it's too late because that's going to happen. Well, it's never too late to analyze your preps, to take a look at what you have and think about it in a rational way to see if you need anything else. Do you have enough tarps? Do you have enough blankets? Do you have enough cordage? You may have cordage, but do you have enough? Do you have the right kind? There's a lot of different kinds. Do you have a ferro rod and steel? Do you have a good quality knife? Do you have freedom seeds? Do you have gardening seeds? Do you have stuff for your animals? There's so many different things. So many different things to talk about and for you to be aware of. Like I said, I suggest just go on Google, DuckDuckGo. I like DuckDuckGo, not Google. I don't like Google. DuckDuckGo or something like that. Prepping lists, prepper lists, food storage lists, whatever, stuff like that. Bushcraft lists, wilderness survival lists, any lists like that, medical preparedness lists, whatever. And you will get some good lists that take them with a grain of salt. You may not need every single thing they say, but I'm sure they're probably good. It'll give you a direction. It'll give you that idea. It may point out some things on on the lists that you may not have. We need to be filling our gaps now, because we may not have time or availability to do it later. I'm not saying the world is ending. I'm not saying the sky is falling. We prep out of peace of mind, not out of fear here. That's important. And we make prepping fun. So throughout this process, make it fun. Enjoy it. It's a way of life. But yes, we don't prep out of fear. We prep out of peace of mind, because preparedness, food storage, all these things give us peace of mind. I know that no matter what happens, barring some big bad thing that I just couldn't plan for, my family's going to be fine. My family's going to eat. My family's going to drink. My family's going to be well protected. But it's not just me also. I have a very good group. I am very blessed. There's one reason why I ended up not moving to the Ozarks, to either Oklahoma or Arkansas. Because right now you couldn't drag me out of this state. I don't like the state, but I'll tell you what. My team, yes, we got it going on. I suggest you do the same thing. Build a team. Build a tribe. Build a mutual assistance group. Whatever you want to call it. Very, very important. We have to have aid. We have to have help. We're not going to be able to do everything ourselves. So, just one sec. Kids. I guess my 13-year-old had made a mess in there. So my little 5-year-old girl had to tell me about it. So I told him, you know what I did? I told him, well, whoever made the mess needs to clean it up, right? Yes, that's the way it is. So please take a look at your preps. Please make sure you got what you need and approach from a rational aspect. Don't approach it with your ego. Don't try to think that you're the end all be all. Don't overestimate yourself. Don't think that you're more bad A than you are. Be honest with yourself. Honestly assess your preps, your skills, your abilities, your fitness, everything. And please subscribe, hit the like button, comment below, share the videos, ring the notification bell, and click the little all so you get the notifications. And because the algorithm doesn't like me, just like it doesn't like you, check my channel, hit the video tab, all the videos will be there. They may not show up in your feed, but if you like my content, please check it out. They'll be there. I'll be here. Have a wonderful day. Blessings to you and yours.